How you doing though, Mr. and Freddy Krueger?
Man, we Gucci. Good, man. Keeping it scary on these hoes.
As you should. As you should.
Man, everybody, man, introduce yourself, Wes, man, just in case people don't know you. Introduce yourself right here. Let them know who you are and what you do, bro.
What's going down? I'm DJ Wes KRAVEN. I'm one of the local headline DJs out here in San Francisco. Mission Kid, throw it out one time for the Bay Area. Man, linking up with you, Nino, you feel me? Just getting turned up, seeing y'all putting some bars on some things. We about to get lit. Excited to get lit, talk some shit.
Hell yeah.
You know, make sure you find me on all the social medias. DJ West KRAVEN, like what the West is KRAVEN with a T and a K. All the social medias. Once this COVID gets lifted up, like Nino heard me say at the station, we're gonna be swimming in some bottles in this fucking VIP.
Hell yeah.
So, but for now, we just gonna get lit as fuck.
Factual actuals, man. You from the city?
Born and bred, man. Mission Kid.
Whoa.
All the way through. They just dropped down my hospital, man. I'm mad sad. They dropped down St. Luke's not too long ago.
I was born in St. Luke's.
Me too. That's where I was born.
Yeah.
Born bred.
Rich ass,
Where was you born in that county?
I was born in General Hospital, baby.
County. I'm trying to make it sound good. This ain't no talk show. This ain't no social.
The reason I say that is because there was a handful of us that were born in General Hospital, and only one of my cousins, she was born in St. Luke's, and we always used to just diss her. She was the only one like, you rich ass baby. Your family didn't like you, so we throw you in the garbage. They found you in the garbage and shit. Felt sorry for your ass.
That's cold blooded.
Damn, that's pretty mad. That's mad right
that's
there.
Hate, though.
That's love, bro. That's love.
That's
love. That's love.
I never knocked any of my fam that was that was born in General Hospital.
How?
Damn. That's mean, bro.
Hey, I grew up with
It was the Lord's hospital.
I grew up with a bunch of lions and hyenas, man, so you better watch out.
Lions and hyenas.
So that must mean that you could laugh a lot then, because the hyenas be laughing, bro. You feel me? You got a good sense of humor, bro.
You got to take everything in a sense of humor, bro.
I guess you got a veterinarian hospital, yeah, if you like hyenas and shit, because that wasn't that county, my player, you know what I'm saying? Like where was you born at?
San Francisco General
That's
Hospital.
what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying is that you cannot speak on the lavish life that we live at St. Luke's. You can't speak on it. Cannot speak on it.
I don't know.
You don't know that life, so you just hate on it. It's like Bel Air, Compton.
You're a loser.
I know. I don't even remember St. Luke's.
What's up, Wes? What you got going on right now? Like right now at this moment, what's new?
Man, chilling, man. Just been in the studio a lot, producing a lot. Man, I'm getting ready for this COVID lift. I've been working on some stuff behind the scenes, so it's gonna be good within the next couple months. Gonna be a lot of releases of a lot of the work that I've been putting in during this COVID lockdown. Just kind of been just locking myself up in the stew and just kind of trying to refine my ability to make tracks. I've been working on music for a long time, but I just recently upgraded all my sound shit, so.
I was telling
man. It feels good, you know. New toys is always fun, bro. You know, it kind of reinvigorates, you know, your want to do shit.
Sharpen your skills you already had, and then try some new ones. You know
exactly, bro. You feel me?
Or just add to the artillery. You feel me?
Most definitely, you know.
There's one conversation that's come up with a lot of people that I've spoken to. You know what I mean? Either my radio show or even on Roll With Us. How right now it's a moment in time where some people are feeling down and don't feel motivated, but there's a lot of people just being extremely creative or invigorated, or something that was a hobby that can focus on a little bit more.
I think across this period of seeing this shit, bro, you got to see a lot of motherfuckers that really do it for the love, and people that do it for the clout. You know what? This Saturday you can find me. Actually, I'll be DJing this Saturday. If you in the city of San Francisco, Saturday, I'm gonna be DJing outside at the Valencia Room. Obviously, in the hood, gotta keep it local. Keep hood doors. Keep hoods local. Support the fucking shit in here before everything is gentrified. You feel me? But Valencia Room, old school elbow room, right there across the street from the police station. You feel me? Y'all tap in, follow. I'll let y'all know when I'll be DJing there at the actual time. But me and my boy DJ Ellie.
So you guys are spinning out of there, but it's doing live streams.
Cool.
You guys are spinning out of there, but you're doing live
outside. We're gonna be DJing outside.
Oh, just in front.
Yeah, DJing outside. They've built a whole patio section on the outside of Valencia Room, so we're gonna be out there.
All right.
So if y'all want to get some music, y'all know, well, fuck, man. Catch Batman. Catch
Boom.
Batman
Boom.
in Gotham. Catch Wes Craven in the Mission. That's how it goes.
Nice. That's what's up. You know, it's always a Nightmare on Elm Street.
I like that. I like that.
I would even say more so like Spider-Man. You know, your friendly neighborhood. You know, your friendly neighborhood DJ. Maybe not Batman, but you'll be like friendly neighborhood DJ, man.
How long you been DJing for, man?
So I started off in high school, and I was like fucking like a junior, and I had this this dude that was from Concord, and he showed me some ropes. He took me to a couple of gigs as a kid, and I fell in love with it. You know, house parties and shit. And like, bruh, it was just so lit. Like being like 15, you know, being like 16, 17, like in these parties. And then, yeah, I did a couple house parties and started, you know, kind of fucking around with it. And finally, like when I got older, you know, it's funny because there's they interviewed the dude from that owns Virgin, the airlines and shit, you know, and he was talking about how sometimes you gotta just lie and get the job, and then when you get the job, just figure the fuck out.
Figure it out.
And that's kind of how it was for me. Like I was being a barber for a while, like I was, you know, DJing was more of a hobby, and I started cutting some promoters that were like some of the big promoters here in the city, and I was just gassing like, bro, I'm ready, nigga. Like I play
I'm the best
everything.
Ever, right.
You know what, bro? I never actually throw the best, because the best is it's art, bro. You feel me? It's like martial arts and like art. You know what I mean? It's like it's all interpretation. Like to an EDM dude, you might be the hardest hip hop DJ, but then to an EDM dude, you're weak. And to, you know, and vice versa, you might be the best EDM DJ, but to a hip hop crowd, you mediocre.
Right.
So for me, you know, I took more of the approach of like the Bruce Lee approach, where I just take little pieces of everybody's kind of style and then kind of apply it to my style. And I feel like that's what's made me like one of the better DJs, one of the, you know, the better DJs, because I've been able to incorporate that shit across the years, bro. Like I DJ'd for all the best DJs in San Francisco, and I say that shit because I didn't have, like, some of these people have got like the handout kind of clout and handout fame, you know. Some girls, they're just fine, they get booked without being able to spin shit, you know. Some of the homies literally were born into families that have super rich families where they bottle pop and all this shit. I had to put the work in, but I'm thankful for it too, because I was able to like soak up a lot of game DJing, you know, with opening up for people like said like Mind Motion and DJ J Espinoza, Miles Medinas, all these guys that are like
that was cornerstone, right?
Cornerstones. Well, no, well, I know that My Motion was on 106. Jay Espinoza is 94.9. Actually, I'm
just saying that era, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny is Jay Espinoza is like, you know, he's about my age, and you know, he started as a kid though. He was like 17 or something on the radio. He was like, you know, and you know, Mind Motion, that goes without saying. I mean, fuck, that's like one of the Bay Area goats, you know, and it's so crazy because like people like, okay, from 106, you know, Scotty Fox. Shout out to my boy Scotty Fox.
Franzen and then was back then,
Scotty Fox, Franzen, yeah. But I didn't actually get to DJ with Franzen until a lot later. Like now when I was more of an established
DJ.
And he's fucking amazing too, bro. But to me, you know, that's one of the things that some of these kids nowadays don't really understand. That some of these people that, you know, are a little bit more accessible, like I said, like My Motion and the Chewy Gomez is, you know. Like I remember, and you know, you could ask My Motion, you know, the first time I met him, you know, was like, damn, bro, like seriously, like, thank you for making this Latin culture of being on the radio alongside with Chewy, you know, where it was like, bro, I remember being a kid and listening to these guys on the radio and like, bro, if I could just mix this good one day, bro, like, fuck. And I would have never thought that I would have met him and more so been friends with him and been, you know, like.
And actually new.
It's like, so, you know, I mean, I think you get a little bit more of appreciation because back in the day you had to kind of do your due before like you became a headliner.
You know, in a sense.
Now you could just be famous to become a headliner. You don't got to be good. You don't even got to be a good DJ.
You don't even have to play records.
Nah, you could just be like, yo, what's up?
Play songs.
In a
Drop
sense,
a sound
you know,
effect.
My Motion inspired, you know, the Frisco kids, and Chewy inspired not only like the Peninsula kids, but like, man, the whole way there.
Damn.
I think
I was hella
both
mad at Mind Emotion.
both of them.
Like I was a musician, so I'm like, this motherfucker don't play nobody shit. This motherfucker only play.
But you know what? Back in the day, it was a lot more strict.
No, I know that now.
You know?
Like in hindsight.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to my station, shout out to 99.7 now.
Nice.
Check me out on 99.7 now,
Hey.
and shout out to my boy Jazzy Jim. But what I'm saying is like, you know, Jazzy at 99.7, he gives us a pretty good like green light with where we're able to. I break records like almost like all my mixes are about 90% like brand new shit.
Right.
And when my boys drop some hot shit, I wiggle them in, bro, because I'm all about trying to support.
That's good.
But the
man.
problem is too is that sometimes like local artists don't put enough into their craft. So you go and you get a cheap beat, and then you get cheap production and cheap mixing, and then we can't play some of those records because even though they're cool,
Right.
they don't have the professional sound. Like it'll be like, bro, why is your mix kind of shoddy right in this part? And it's like, oh nah, it's just the mastering on the record, you know? Because that's the other thing. Like,
you know what I noticed too? A lot of fools do. Like, let's say they'd be like, "Hey, bud, I got the song. It's called Put It On Fire," and then they send you the fucking song, but it's called something else. And you're like, "I thought you said it's called Put It On Fire." Oh, well, you know, I first called it this. It's like, but you gotta get all that shit straight.
yeah.
So there'll be no confusion.
I'll tell you what's funny as a T, and so you as an artist, right?
Right.
And so I'll tell you, one of the worst things to do is try to walk up to a DJ in the middle of a set, be like, bro, can you play my record, bro?
Right.
And it's like, cause the thing is like, you know, most of us got like our laptops already set up before the shit.
I know.
And if you famous
yeah.
enough, right? Yeah, like
You
we'll
can
take
find
your
it,
USB,
right.
we'll take your USB. But then I'll tell you the worst one is like, yo, bro, can I hit the YouTube? Like, yeah, bro, I could just put YouTube in my mix. You know, like,
Oh,
let me
right,
just,
yeah, just go, hey,
my
on the
video
Wi-Fi,
on there, yeah,
right, just
yeah,
go
like,
play it so they can hear
bro,
it.
Like,
Nah.
it don't work like that, you know.
See, but my thing is this: is that I always believe, yeah, my mix is not good, whatever, right? But you are deciding for the listeners,
Yeah.
and that was always my beef. Like, okay, look, you don't like tomatoes, but they might like a cheese pizza,
Yeah.
and you're like, nah, they only like pepperoni. And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, you know what I'm saying? So that was always my beef.
I
It's
think,
like,
I think in that time, like I said, I feel like, cause different companies ran different shit. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
so like, I mean, cause I like at 106, and I'm not gonna speak too much on 106, cause I don't work there and shit. But I would say that I have homies that did try to get the records on there, and then they talk to me about the packages that they have, and you got to pay for,
yeah.
you know, your rotations.
I know.
And it's a business ultimately, and that's why usually the big dogs win, because they got that money back.
Because but they don't tell you, they act like it's like this is the people's station, and then but on the sidebar, I went my high school had a radio station, so I had radio. I went to college for like my first 2 years for radio, so I know about radio.
Yeah.
and I learned that once you get in there, everything you say is written for you.
Yeah.
In a sense, right?
Yeah.
You can jazz it up,
Yeah.
however you want, but the songs are picked. What you say, but you can play them in different orders, or you could, but it's always somebody else. And I was like, that's so bump. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
And
it's like so. Say like one of the homies, right? He works at one of the stations here in the Bay, and you know, he's an everyday DJ, but he has like a list of what the fuck he has to play,
Right.
like, because
Right.
these companies have they paid the
pay the
bands
money.
for you to get your shit rotated. You feel me?
And if you pay my
and you
shit-
want to know what's funny too is back in the day it was actually a little bit easier for fools to get on the radio,
Mhm.
because like now they search like
Oh,
your
they got it
hits.
closed?
Looks like it's closed. Yup, road is closed.
Damn.
Damn.
Good walk, but nah.
Okay. But like, what's crazy?
Why does it look like my car, huh? Like that, your car.
Kind of exactly.
You can't.
Oh,
come in.
you can't go. We'll open.
Everybody
the
else
gates for
is
them.
cool,
We'll
but
open
you.
up the gates for them. But like, you know, it was crazy because back in the day, you know, you could be a trap star, right, and just show up with like a couple bands and be like, bruh, slap
Yep.
this with me and my cousin Jimmy, and they'd be like,
Oh,
you got
yeah.
the 6-7 bands for it? All right, fuck it, let's get it. But then then now, you know, now because I've had homies that, you know, I've put kind of funny songs out and like, you know, not the highest of quality. They try to do the same shit, but they're like, yo, you gotta have a certain number of hits on the YouTube now to substantiate you being on the station, because or else it makes us look like our bar is set too low.
Oh, that's how they do it now.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, again, somebody else's that.
That's the difference between All In Radio and radio, though. See, allinradio.com plays, you know, the stuff for all the guys that don't have that. You know, I mean, I was at All In Radio like years and years ago, you know, and I had a radio show. I had my own radio show, and I was actually at like the very beginning essences of that station,
right?
Even before it was All In Radio. So we had a show. Shout out to my broski, DJ Epic, that was called My Cousin's a Drug Dealer.
Put me on. I'll fuck with
My Cousin's a Drug Dealer. Everybody has one. Do you?
Everyone has one. Still got the drop on the laptop.
That's
and so you know, we used to break in all of the fucking local artists. You know, everybody. It's funny. Like my first drop is you know, some of the first radio drops were like from some of these guys that, you know, I remember being a kid and listening to. Like my radio drop is actually by Drew Down. Right. Yeah. And that funny, like that line that I came in with that, like, gotta get scary on them hoes. That's actually his line. He gave it to me. He was like, okay, Wes Craven, we gotta get scary on them hoes. Yeah. Kind of just like, but like, you know, it's crazy, man. Like I feel like a lot of dope shit came from the station in that essence, because like you said, just because, you know, maybe a professional ear is going, yo, this isn't mixed right, this isn't this certain kind of level of like mixing and whatever, you know, so there's people that don't really care and just want to listen to that music.
But if it was that dope, then you would go, okay, go make it doper, right? Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Go make it doper, yeah.
So to me, it was always, is that dude, when they saying that, he just wants to find out who he's gonna put his money behind. Yeah. And that was always fuck what you talking about. I'm not even going that route, because your opinion shouldn't even matter. You're not even in this fucking thing. You're not even in this culture. Like I always tell the stories that my first rap I ever did was a high school show we did. You know, we did at Civic Center. But to get the show, I had to go sit in a room, a table full of white people, and I had written a verse about Martin Luther King, because it was Martin Luther King Day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I had wrote this whole verse, and then like 2 words in there was like fucking shit. But I had wrote this whole shit. They only talked about those 2 words. And that's when I was like, you motherfuckers will never get it. Like, they only listen for what they want and only understand what will sell you what they understand.
You know what?
I had a fucking class right here. This is crazy.
I'll put you on some shit that was crazy in this book that I read, bro, that talks about negative and positive pull, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing is that by humans, we just literally focus on negative, bro.
Yeah.
And so in the chapter, it talks about how, okay, $100, right? It goes, okay, if you find $100, you're gonna be pumped, bro. You're gonna be like, lit. I got $100, niggas, lit.
Right.
But if you lost $100, oh, that's gonna hurt you, bro. You're gonna be like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
What kind of dumbass shit did I just do? I just lost $100. And so it talks about how loss is way more heavier on the human mind for some whatever reason than gain.
Right.
So it's what you just explained is human nature. They're not gonna attach to the two. It's just like people, bro. It's like you playing sports, bro. And you've always been the guy to hit the home runs, but they ain't gonna remember the 60 home runs you hit. They gonna remember that one that was like the fuck. That was the one we needed you, bro.
But see, now I'm starting to figure out is that the only reason why they won't remember it is because the people whose opinion is being used is only focusing on that.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I've always been like, fuck that, because that dude's opinion shouldn't even represent everybody, right?
Or like they always try to find the leader of the team.
Yeah, like
he's not the leader, he's the whole team.
But the narrative will make it like, you know, but I get what you're saying. No, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And you know, and it's crazy, you know, that you say that shit, but it's like the reality of it, bro. Like all of these music institutions, my guy, are not ran by us. None of us have hands in this. These are some people that like it was like, I forget where they were talking about. I was reading some article on a super rich, like I think he was like a Russian dude, super rich as fuck.
Right.
And then they were like, side note, he owns like a giant like music distribution he had a giant label. I can't remember the specifics of it. And it's like that label is like the hardest hip hop, one of the hardest hip hop labels, right? And it's like, but this dude that owns it doesn't even listen to his own
Doesn't
music.
even care about it.
He doesn't care. It's just a business to him.
Right. It's just a product.
So I mean, that's just the system that we live in, bro. Here in like America, it's like in the world in general. You know, it's usually the people that are running the shit aren't the motherfuckers that even got hands in it like that. Really, really. You know.
Well, I always broke it down, which I totally agree. But I always broke it down as I don't know, what are you right now? What's your?
I'm Cuban and Salvadorian.
Cuban. Okay, so now right at this point, for me, you being Mexican, it's never enough for you to be the best Mexican artist ever. Right? It's never enough for you to be the best Cuban. It's never enough for me to be the best black. It has to be wide approved, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That to me, if you were just the best Cuban artist ever, then the white people would like you anyway, right?
Yeah.
So to me, I never wanted to be that dude that got a Grammy or anything. Like the BET Awards for me should be the epitome of every award we get.
But
right?
then it's owned by MTV anyway.
But no, I'm saying just in general.
Mentally. Yeah,
I know, just in general, right?
Though.
You know what I'm saying? So there's never been a white artist that was like, I want to be the best black artist ever. You see what I'm saying? Like we're the only ones who want their approval, and we got to stop it because we don't need. Whatever we do, they're gonna do anyway. So we don't. So if you were just the best of who we are, like if I was just the best black artist ever, that's huge.
Well, that's what the big ass issues have been stemmed over that shit with the Grammys and shit like that,
Yeah.
because their whole board has like 2 black dudes in it, maybe 3. They don't even tell you who's in it.
They don't even tell you.
And then like I heard one of them, somebody was telling me that one of them was the guy from the Roots, the drummer from the Roots.
Okay, so I know one person that's a Grammy, he gets a vote. And it's Kev Choice. You know Kev Choice?
Yeah.
Kev Choice gets an actual, Grammy vote. He gets a Grammy vote. So I don't know what that means, but I do know, and he's black, right? But if
Grammy nominated.
If he gets a vote, then how many people like him get a vote? So it can, like, I don't know how they do it. You know what I'm saying? Is it mail in?
No, you know how they do it, but you could register as a voter. You got to pay either $50 to $100, something like that. Maybe the most 150, but let's say between 50 to 150. I can't remember.
Right.
Somewhere around those lines, you pay to become a voter. But
I don't know.
And then once you become a voter, then I could put Wes Craven's Band of Locals and shit as the dopest. And let's say Wes Craven Band of Locals is 10 motherfuckers, they all register, they can all vote for themselves. But and then you're a homie, you can fucking vote for them, and that's how you get nominated. But, you know, once you get a certain amount of numbers.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Wow, that's game.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Shit,
then you're putting the world on game. Then you're putting the world on game.
Holding that forever. How long you know Nino? Motherfucker never told you. Motherfucker never told me.
That's a good one. Like, so I'm gonna get a nomination then, man. We're gonna have to go register, bro.
Right, but I'm like, if you got every Cuban to buy your music, that's worth more than every white person. Like,
But you know what's crazy, and that's what they were talking about. They were like, okay, so like that was the one article I was reading about, right? And this writer, he's writing this thing about the nomination. He's like, okay, so we're gonna talk about the best record of the year, but then they're not including the Latin artists inside in this category. When some of these Latin artists have broken the records on the views.
Well, like
you know, like you broken YouTube
like
views, but then and musical sales, because right now, you know, the Latin flavor is hella major right now, really big. You know, it was just in the Super Bowl. That shows you how deep the shit was, right? And so I'm just saying, like,
well, like,
how is it that they're not in the even conversation of, you know, conversation of best record of the year?
Okay, let's flip it though one time. Let's flip it though. How many white people win a Latin award? How many white people win a black award? So I'm curious to know. Because
but in order to win a Latin because that's the thing, is that usually the Latin artists and the black artists, I feel like too, get kind of overlooked by just put into one category.
Right.
You know, they're
I'm
just like,
saying we do the same thing though, right? Like a white person's not gonna win the best album in our award show.
Eminem didn't win best hip hop in the BET. He didn't. I feel like he would have won.
I mean, but no. I'm saying, but we just talked about it being owned by the same people who do the Grammy. That's what I'm saying. Like if it was just black people, like.
But what would be qualified as the black like Bible award?
I don't know. None of them, because they're all owned by the same people. What I'm saying is that if we had our own Cuban, there's no way the white person is going to win because we're going to pick our own, right? So if the white people owned it, now I'm just saying, just on the other side.
I see what you're saying.
Is that the white people would only pick for their award, they will only pick white people, right? So why would their award mean anything to us?
You know what's crazy is that was like, you remember years ago there was the beef between Taylor Swift and Kanye West.
Hell yeah.
And then they did the Google, right? And they were just like, bro, you know that country is like the #1 like most paid like music in the US. And I was like, fuck nah, bro. And then my boy goes, Google their net worth, bro. And like fucking Taylor Swift, bro, she's worth like, man, like 150 million, like 200 million, and then like fucking, you know, like a Nicki Minaj was like 40 or something. You know, it's like a big ass disparity. And you be like, but on the radio and on the videos, nobody's making TikToks with fucking country music, really. No one's doing all, but those are the people that
they might though, but he did not say.
I'm just, what I'm saying is,
what
I'm saying is that also the reality is that they're the ones that go out and officially purchase some of this shit. Like, let's be real, as hood motherfuckers, we be bootlegging the fuck out of shit, having the shit downloaded. So I think that's why they win too.
But I'll tell you this though, if Taylor Swift is worth 180 million, right, and she loses, she that's hers the best, but that's her winning increases their profits too, because if she's getting paid 180 million, they're making 350 million.
And that's what's kind of been the relevant motion, right? I think in the past couple of years in music has been where artists discovered that shit, like where it was like, all right, bro, like you can make money independently, and before you couldn't make money independently because like computers and technology weren't as good as they were, you know, that you needed like the machine. Now there's ways of being able to make money, and maybe you won't make the 30 mil you would have if you would have been like on a big machine, but you can make your 10, 12 mil and it all goes to you. Because the people don't get that shit. Like, yeah, you might generate $40 million in sale, but you're only touching maybe like a mil of that. If even that.
But if you did it by yourself, you would get 20 million.
Yeah, you would get, or all the connects that got, you know, everything.
Yeah, and they try to,
you know, they got the plugs, they got the machine, they got the producer that's gonna put your song in the next new funny movie. You know, they're the ones that are gonna put you on the shows. And I feel like now you could do that more easily than you could before. Like you could, like, I feel a lot of people don't do the diligence to kind of go and see how much shit you can do on your own, because they just are under the assumption that it's still that same old style of like production. You know what I mean? Like, in order to blow up, you need to have, you know, for example, like the homies at Empire. Look at what Empire's done. You know, distributing.
I've never heard of Empire. So
Empire. Like motions that they're in the.
You want to hear? Music game, whatever, but Domino died. He was printing CDs for folks. He was charging to print CDs. You know what I mean? For rappers and all that. And I gave him Domino's mix, and he printed me like, I think it was like 1,000 copies. And once he found out why I was getting them made or whatever, he gave them to me for free.
Oh, that's lit. Some real shit.
It was dope.
It's love.
I don't know anything about Empire. I think the second time of day I heard about Empire.
Yeah, they like the biggest distribution.
They're trying to be the West Coast Def Jam.
Yeah, they have their hands pretty much in like almost everybody's like records that are like. Somebody's out here in the Bay, I would say they got their hands distributing those records. Like for example, like I know my homie, he just produced. He actually signed a contract with Empire as they're like one of their in-house producers. Shout out to my boy Clayton William. He just finished the production on Showbang's new album, and you know it's crazy. It's a lot like, bro, when we get a chance, like I'll show you, like Empire got their hands almost on everything as far as.
But let
like,
me ask you this question though, because that, to me, that means that they are just a pipeline to the shit that you're trying to avoid. Like, so let's say that Atlantic wants to own this part of the Bay Area, right? So they go get Empire, pay them, and have Empire do the work for them, right? So basically, in the end, it's all under Atlantic rules, and whatever it just has an Empire face. Now, if that's true,
I think that they were originally like in a district, just solely in
No,
distribution. I think that right now they're in the point where they're actually trying to go past this, like where they're actually like.
But they can only do that with the help of the big guys. Now, not a big push, but like somebody left the door crack for them.
Yeah, most definitely.
And that means that they have their hand in them getting. And so to me, it's never gonna snap, because at a certain point, Empire starts being like, yo, I want to do this. They're gonna be like, nah.
I mean, in all fairness, though, it's like when you just because you use UPS. And I don't know. All I'm saying is, it's just like just because you use UPS doesn't mean you're not a business. It just means you use UPS to deliver shit. You know,
but
so
it means that
unless you're able to do an Amazon, and just like start busting out your own planes and your own like buses and your own, you know, warehouses and shit to be able to be.
But because I use UPS, I'm part of that system.
Yeah.
That's a coyote.
Oh, that's a coyote. Yeah, motherfucker.
It's a coyote.
Fucking coyote.
Hey, the cold part is
But
that dude's a straight savage. He just walked past like, fuck that little dog.
Hey, he
if you walk around here a lot, blood, it's normal.
Hey, look, that guy coming down the fucking. He coming down the steps. How he gonna feel about it? White people. Are they gonna pet it? Are they gonna pet it? White people like to do shit.
Did you see it yet?
Look.
I don't know if they've seen it, but he's seen them.
He's seen them. He looked up and said, look, he got a dog with him too. Look, he got a dog with him too.
Like, hey, they've been known to take little dogs.
The Yode's looking at that dog like, hey, your pup look kind of tasty,
hey,
bro.
They don't look aware enough for me.
Hey, they'll take a little dog, but
we just seen a motherfucking coyote in this bitch now just walking like a stray dog in Oakland.
No Roadrunner though.
You feel me?
Or did the Roadrunner just really gas him though? Like maybe the Roadrunner just gassed him in real life. He's like in another city.
People are not aware of this, but the last 12 years or the last 15 years, there was a lot of animals that you know, scientists thought were extinct in the city, right?
Right.
That were original to here. But what happens is that either they were hiding out or they were in other areas, like they fled the city.
I'm gonna tell you.
In the last 15 years, they have came back to the city like hawks, falcons, now coyotes, and you know what? There's gonna be mountain lions too.
I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be a lot of fact checking in this episode. I ain't heard that.
Go for it.
I'm not. I believe it.
Look it up, man.
I feel like look it up. Google it, B.
Google challenge, man. Google challenge.
Yo,
man.
Google that shit. Nah, but the reality is, I mean, fucking Frisco's always been. That's what San Francisco's so crazy, bro.
You know there used to be grizzly bears here in the mountains.
You know, San Francisco was born out of pedophiles. That's what y'all know.
Oh shit.
This is factual.
What?
How did we get this?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. This fact check this. I don't agree with this shit. I'm about to make Nico stop the car. He about to skirt.
He made it thinking like the shit I said was wild.
Whoa,
this motherfucker just said some wild shit.
That's why you have all the missions.
What is in that shit, bro?
Missions.
What's in that blood,
we
bro?
think missions did the kids. You know about the churches and shit. You know.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
So I'm saying the whole shit. That's how deep it goes. I'm just saying. I'm just spitting facts. It's spitting facts. That's what I'm saying. This is facts. The Presidio, all that shit is
Holy shit.
Child trafficking.
Here we come. I think we came to a. That's all good.
Let's just wait.
Hey, that's that like when a movable object comes across another movable object. We just go pause that.
Can you even get around there? Is that a dead end?
Like that thing that said there's someone bigger, and it shows the Rock with somebody, and Rock looked like a giant, and then the Rock next to Shaq looked like a giant, but then that Yao Ming next to Shaq
makes him look like it.
You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker Yao Ming looked like a giant.
Man, they got that big ass.
But I seen the weirdest commercials last night, back to back. It was like a commercial with some white people walking down the street, stopping by, looking like they were carrying like their kids and strollers for the kids, and it ends up being all fucking animals and shit.
Oh, like, okay, listen, I live in Marin. Now listen, you will walk down the street and you think this person is pushing a stroller with a baby in it, and the dog pushes his head out the little thing, and she's pushing this dog in a stroller like a baby. This is a common thing. This is not even anything. Like, listen, they'll take a dog for a walk and hold it. What are we
Oh, you
doing?
mean like take a dog for a walk and carry it?
And carry it. And carry you
know that defeats the walk, right?
You know it has four legs.
Do they understand what the walk is for?
Oh my God! Oh, I'm telling you, they're taking for a walk.
Chooks, can you explain to us what the walk is for, Chooks?
Oh, Chook from the east side in the back, man. Don't be scared of young Chooks from the east side.
Oh yeah, chilling.
Chooks from the east side. So okay, so you a producer too?
Yeah.
What's the first program you use? What's the first? What program you learned?
You know
on?
what? My first one that I used was OG Reason.
Reason, okay.
Reason was the one.
You wasn't back with ADATs or none of that?
And it's crazy because,
Okay.
Not no Fruity Loops, not no Fruity Loops.
Now I'm on Fruity Loops, but Fruity Loops is crazy because it did a transition. It used to be
it was
the
the
joke.
punkest.
It was the punkest.
It was the punkest.
Bunkest
Oh,
shit.
if you did a Fruity Loops beat,
everyone's like, oh yeah, what do you use? Fruity Loops? Like, I don't take that nigga seriously.
That's why they changed the FL. They changed the FL because
we
can't call Fruity Loops. It was like FL.
That shit got the bad clout.
Right.
It already got the bad clout. Like we already know this shit's bunk. Like this is different.
There was like, because that's when Cubase and Pro Tools were popping. So that shit was like garage band.
Reason was the shit. Reason was the shit. Like I remember Reason, like, and you know what's crazy is that with Reason, it's like they did some crazy production on that. Like I can't remember, I think it was like the first Slim Shady LP. Dr. Dre did it all on Reason. Because it was all, you know what, Reason, if you had the right plugins, could be a very good program. And like some of my homies that do production for MTV shows, they were on Reason, and still some of them I still feel like they still kind of fuck with it, but to me Reason just like the sounds were flat, and then like they were able to make it fatter and more realistic. Like they sounded more like a computer version of something, you know, like, you know, music changes every couple years, you know, like the sounds become different.
I learned on Cubase because it was the same as Pro Tools. So then I learned
Cubase.
So I learned both of them, but then I ended up using Adobe Audition. That came to club. I think it was Adobe Edit back then.
Okay.
But Adobe Audition. So now I'm fucking with Adobe Premiere for this production shit. But yeah, man, when I had my studio, man.
But one of my cousins was making hella beats. I'm talking about by the hundreds on some program that he ran into on his PlayStation or something.
Yeah, back in the day, they used to make hella beats.
Hey, you know what's funny is that one point, bro, on the PS2, they made a production
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
They made a producer game, actually, where you could, like, well, they had, like, loops.
And people still steal those beats. They still steal those loops. I mean, maybe not today.
Not today, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, at one point they did.
Like,
at one point.
Like, what's called the... I know somebody that's what they use. They use some production game software to, like, mix their music and shit.
To me, like, I mean, I was always like, I didn't record beats because it was too many layers to it. So the dude always did that himself, but I did the vocals and the record.
Yeah, you know, it's funny too. Like, so when I started, right, I was doing everything on Reason, and I would just literally fuck with one dude, and he's still my fucking guy, and he's one of my, he's a good friend of mine, man. And it's crazy because him and my other homie, where I literally met them when they were selling records in front of the Westfield. They were, you know, back in the day, you know, like we had to sell records. You know, you would be out the trunk. You would have like 20 with you, just chilling with your homies, smoking some chops. Like, yo, y'all want to listen to my music in the old school anti-shock CD player days? Have your little headphone thing. Like, yo, let me slap this on for you, bro. Did you like this, bro? Yo, $5, real fast. And so anyways, bro, shout out to my boy DEO of the Even Odds and my boy Money Always of the Even Odds. They were fucking the first studio that I really messed with all the time over there at the Secret Studios on Cesar Chavez Street. And you know, we in the hood right now. Actually, my boy used to have a studio at the Secret Studios too. That's a local DJ out here. He used to go by Boricua One. My boy Jesse, right here. We on the Alabama. And so fucking what was I gonna say? Like, it's crazy because I would literally just take my fucking my whole session and I'd give it to DEO, and I'd be like, D, this into like a 16 and put this into this, and I would just be like, okay, take this out for the chorus, put this in for this. He would do everything for me. So you know, but those are back in the days when I was doing the Reason, you know, before I learned how to do that shit on my own. But that's kind of how I learned, was just kind of watching D doing his shit. Like,
see, I was taught. So I told you we had a radio station, right? So we had production in the back, and it had everything. But when I graduated, my roommate had got this, you know, those VR 808s or whatever. You could make the beats and then record them on those little discs.
Yeah.
Those little fucking discs.
yeah.
So we was fucking with that. But then I moved to Hayward, and my next door neighbor happened to be Spice One's producer.
Okay.
Right, so he did In the Ghetto and shit, and his name was Lance. Shout out to Lance if you ever, but he was like a meth head or something, right? So he would have sessions like all night, and I was like, yo, I'll do the fucking sessions if you just teach me how to run this shit. So he was running Cubase and Pro Tools, so I was doing all type of sessions for different motherfuckers. MC Scat, you know what I'm saying? Spice, it was hella motherfuckers. And so I learned, and then finally he got, I don't know, he went on a trip and then was like, fuck it. I was like, I'm gonna get my own studio, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, we went to Richmond and started fucking with Little Rick, his studio out there. And then they stole our money, and we were like, fuck that, let's just get it. So I spent like a year. Everything I learned, tweaking it, making sure everything, and then from then on it was like,
I learned a little bit more at the Boys and Girls Club. I forget if it's the one in Excelsior. I think it is. They got a studio. They got a full music studio in that thing, man. And you know, it's crazy because, you know, my boy, he ran it pretty much. And he was like 16 running it, and he knew everything. And that's actually my homie that produces for MTV for the shows and shit.
Okay.
So it's like he was really well versed with that shit. And like even now, bro, like I'm still, you know, I feel like, you know, my boys who I do music with, because now we got a studio in San Mateo, and you know, I shout out to, you know, High Definition Music and my boy J Rock, my boy J Arcia. You know, it's cool, it's dope. It's like I learned from them anytime that we did do sessions, and when we do sessions, like, because they, you know, it's funny, like, because my boy J Rock, he went to school for that. I didn't. I just kind of learned everything on the, it's kind of like the DJing, bro. Like I kind of just learned on the ropes, bro. Like, you know, sometimes I be wishing that I did had a DJ person that had been like, yo, this is how you scratch, and
this is how you should have done it.
This is how you do it. Instead of just kind of like just the here, let me just throw you in the water and have you swim, you know?
Hey, that's what
like, because that's how it was, you know? Just like, you know, I don't know. Do y'all swim?
Yep.
I'm a fish.
I'm not, bro. I can't swim for shit, bro. I need the floaties, bro. I'm looking for the floaties.
Oh, for real?
I'm going on a. Nah, as long as it's like a 6-foot pool, I'm cool, bro. I be tippy toeing, bro. I'm 5'11", so we kind of.
He said I'm tippy.
I be over there tippy toeing, like I'm good, bro. I'm above the water, bro. I don't need to go to the deep side. I'm already submerged. Look at me. Damn. I can dip my head underneath the water. Look, I'm wet. And yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
You know,
like,
I taught myself how to swim though, for real.
See, what did you do? You just jumped in the water, started paddling your feet.
Nah, I'll tell you how to teach yourself right now. A true story. Okay,
all right, get it.
So if you jump in the water, right, you're in 3 feet, right?
Yeah.
And you know how you go in the water and you just push off the wall, right? If you ever done that, I don't know if you know what I'm saying, just against the wall, your feet go like that and you just push off, right?
Okay.
And you just glide, right? Now you do that. Let's say you do that 10 times. The 11th time, you just kick your feet. Right, so you keep doing that and kick your feet. Then you learn how to swim underneath water, right? Which is way easier than doing the shit that you actually see, right? So now you do this, right? So now your shit is all good, right? So then naturally you just get better from that. But swimming underwater means you can swim anywhere. So I learned how to swim underwater first before I actually went and tried to, you know, be like TV swimming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
We're like,
I don't got nothing.
Because
bro, we drowning, bro.
Nah.
Hey, I be joking around with motherfuckers because I'm an earth sign, right? I'm a Capricorn. I'll be like, man, I like ground. That's why I like ground. I don't like water, bro.
I'm gonna give you a tip though. If you ever, just don't fucking panic.
Yeah, man.
If you don't panic, you're not gonna drown.
Yeah.
Right? But if you do that, done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
Son. If you just go like this and be like, Jesus, take the wheel, you're gonna float to the top.
Yeah,
you know
the OG dead man's float.
Right, you're gonna float to the top.
You know what's funny? As a kid, I used to love doing the dead man's float all the time,
That'll
bro.
save your life.
And now, Now though, when I try to, cause I went to the pool, bro. And my homie was trying to show me how to swim, bro. And he's like, bro, stop kicking like that, bro. You gonna
and
like chill, like let yourself float. I'm like, bro, I feel like I'm gonna drown, bro. It's
You're
crazy. I don't know how
down.
I'm so more like I get like anxiety now. When I was a kid, bro, I was like chilling. I was like, yeah, dead man float.
Because
like,
the fears
like,
are probably more vivid in your head.
Yeah.
Though. Like as a kid, you had like three to choose
invincibility
from.
complex, bro.
Yeah.
I had like, oh, nothing.
But you only
happen
had
to me.
3 fears to choose from, right? But now it's like a million. Like I could drown, eat by a shark, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like every fucking thing, like you know. Like nah, you can't think like that.
Man, it could be, yeah, man.
It could be anything.
There could be worse ones. I'm more scared of like a humiliating death, you know, like getting raped by a dolphin to death, you know? Like,
The
I don't know if you
dolphin's not-
motherfuckers have
see-
read.
see
I don't know if
that?
y'all read about that shit, but apparently, y'all been talking about the rape. Look, dolphins apparently be raping motherfuckers, bro.
How? Where's his penis at? And how is it holding out?
You trying to find
No,
out, bro?
I've seen dolphins.
Yeah, friendly
seen
ones. Like probably the ones that was like in
Non-rapist
Wait,
ones.
non-rapey ones.
Only rapists dolphins have penises.
Oh, is that the fruit lady over there? Oops.
Ooh, shit.
Oh shit! Don't die.
YOLO. Ooh,
That's
we're
the
in
corn,
middle.
dude. I don't want the corn.
Sorry.
What's that corn?
That's
There's a
that's the
kid
corn.
trying to cross the street.
Oh no, we don't want to kill nobody. We just out here. If we
Where's
die,
the fruit lady, man?
The fruit lady threw
Go
the whole
right.
sensory.
Go
Y'all
right.
look, even the car's like, it's like, oh, whoa, fruit lady.
go right. This looks like a fruit truck. I mean, a fruit.
But yeah, bro, going back to that
So,
rapey dolphin.
Listen,
bro.
man, listen. Have you ever been to a dolphin show?
Yes.
Have you seen any inkling of a penis that can rape you? And to rape you, how does one
Dry
get,
humping you.
How does one get held down?
Maybe they put you in the nose. Like they penetrate with the nose.
And then hold you with the nose, and then hump
They
you.
put you in the grip with the flippers.
Oh my
Or,
God!
or what if
Sway.
you're like in a dead man float and it just like in
Then
your
you're
shit.
dead. So he's not raping you. He killed you. It's murder.
That's what I said. I don't want to die by
You're
rape.
not gonna
especially
die.
by
Murder.
dolphin rape.
Murder.
That's even worse.
That's
Murder.
unbelievable.
Murder.
Unbelievable.
Murder.
I don't know, bro.
Hey,
I don't
bro,
know.
hey, you don't know what they be when they be making those little noises. You don't know what they. He
The
might
good-
be saying.
the
"Ooh,
good
I-"
news is
like
you
you was
don't
over
either.
there. You petted the dolphin. Dolphin was like,
The beady little eyes,
it's like,
bro,
ooh,
the
I'd
beady little
take that
eyes.
dude down right now.
I will jump in the
Let him
water
go in the
right
water.
now.
Let him go in the water.
I
See
will
what
take
happens
him
to you,
down.
bro.
I will. How does he?
Let's see what happens,
How
bro.
does he?
I'm aquatic. You in my hood now, baby.
How-
Oh, you start hearing this.
Oh,
No,
my
Flipper,
God.
not like this, Flipper.
You know that's like being afraid. That's like being afraid of a motherfucking. I don't know.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, there's a statistical probability. It's not 100%.
That's like being afraid of a clown.
Hey, you know how many scary clowns
Do
got
you
kids
know
in
what a
vans,
clown is?
bro?
Do you know what a clown is? A man with
I'm
a
about to
makeup.
get some fruit, fellas. I don't know about y'all.
All right, bring back some watermelon.
I need to get some mango. Bro.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh shit.
Jesus! I'm scared to get the mango though.
Why you?
Oh,
scared
that's
of
some.
mango?
Wait, that's regular fruit like that. Let's get some fruit.
Yeah. I was gonna say some fruit.
Shit, ain't nothing wrong with fruit.
They got me with the fucking child lock, man.
It's regular, man. This motherfucker. Man, listen. You gonna try to ask me if I want some tilamaneno on my watermelon? Nah, I don't want no seasoning on my watermelon. Who wants seasoning on their watermelons? Who does that? No, I will not. No. No way. What is going on? You can count me out. No. I'm not going. I have. I grew up in a K now. That's how I know I'm like y'all. Never. Never. about you, but I know I don't do that. I think y'all rolling with us, man. We got DJ West KRAVEN, Mr. Elm Street himself with us. I'm talking about Nino getting watermelon with motherfucking seasoning salt on it. You got seasoning salt on yours too?
Hell no.
It's unbelievable.
I'm not getting nothing on mine.
Why would you get seasoning salt on your watermelon?
The Taki. He's Latin.
Damn,
Hella
and
Latin.
what else he get? Where you get some coconut?
Got some coconut with the Taki. Nigga, I can't even open this. Oh, there you go.
I don't even think I like real coconut. I think I just like the sugar kind. You feel me? Like this is, and I'm a vegetarian. What do you think about that?
I feel fucked up. I feel colder. I need some lemon in my life.
I need some. Is that strawberry?
I might get the lemon. Get this lemon joint one time.
Yep, you need lemon and salt and chili.
Show the people that, man. Oh, look at that, but that has seasoning salt on it. Come on, man.
It's not seasoning salt, bro.
It might as well be. It's pepper. It's cayenne pepper.
No, it's chili pepper.
Cayenne pepper.
Lemon and salt.
Disgusting. Put it in this one. Let me see that one.
That little lemon be making that motherfucking.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The brothers, man.
Yep.
The brothers just like fruit. You know what I'm talking about? The brothers.
Hey, I ain't gonna front. If I would have got some mango, he would have came back with some tahini. I would have been sad.
The brothers just like regular fruit. We like seasoning salt on chicken. I don't like coconut. It needs to be sugar. It needs to be like on a German chocolate cake. It's good to see you eating some fucking fruit.
You don't like sweet coconut? You don't like natural coconut?
I thought I did because I ate the sugar kind. Then I tried it and I was like, this is the nastiest thing I ever tasted in my life. 100% coconut milk, juice, whatever. None of that water.
Just for like the artificial shit. He doesn't like milk.
Yeah, 100%. I do like coconut milk with the fake coconut. You know what I'm saying? Coconut milk and rice. Like coconut rice. That's about it, man. Nah, but listen, if you ever bring me watermelon with seasoning salt again, I swear.
It has no seasoning salt.
It's cayenne pepper.
There's tahini. Isn't that what you slapped on?
The only Tahitian thing I know is the Tahitian treat we used to drink when we was little, man.
That's a fire.
You know what I'm saying? The little red drink.
Little fake.
Well, why would you put that on there, though? Where'd y'all learn this? Who raised y'all? Your kids eat that too? Your kids eat that? Damn, gangster. You would turn a sweet watermelon into a salty affair?
It's more flavorful.
Within the
delicious watermelon.
The scent. That looked like a michelada. What the
michelada?
A michelada in the bottom of that, you know?
This one said michelada.
Michelada.
Shut up. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? That's my American accent. You feel if I was in Mexico, that's how it sounds. It'll be like, no, michelada. No, I just want to show them this. Can I just show them this? Let me see where we at. Here we go. That is orange in there. There's orange and red. There should never be orange and red.
That's just one of me.
And you gonna
Bro,
talk about
hitting the spot.
And you gonna talk about me eating 2 donuts?
It's all natural, bro.
With the seasoning salt, it's not all natural.
God's food.
God's food.
Was them strawberries over there? What was that red thing she put down there? What was that?
Mm-hmm. You got strawberries.
You got cherries, papaya, cucumber, tunas.
You know what?
Fuck is
Retrospectively, maybe I should have gone for the fruit salad choice. This is a lot to eat in just one choice.
So, one mango.
Yeah, it was like more than one mango, bro.
No, true. I cut fresh mangoes and them shits are a lot to eat by themselves.
Like when you cut it, well, I don't know why it's easier to eat it when it's like
Because-
cold and you just kind of eat it off the peel. You
Right,
know,
and you eat around it because it's that big ass pit. So you eat around that motherfucker, you don't really get it all.
This is tough.
She probably gave you but I don't.
Did you try it at least?
No.
You didn't
No,
even
'cause
try
you
it?
didn't-
I've
little
tried
asshole.
it when I was younger. To know I don't like it.
You tried that
in,
one, though.
in the cake, not this one in his hand right here. This one, never. I'm not gonna try some soup, some tomato soup with watermelon in it.
Watermelon soup might be too.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at the bottom of that. Just look how much juice he wasted.
Wow.
What do they call that shit at the burrito shop? The horchata. Messed up the horchata at the bottom.
Both very good.
I'm tapped out. That's about as much mango as I could
I don't
consume.
want none of that. And you know what's funny? Put that on the side. No,
Oh
other
shit,
side, other side,
Doritos.
other
Hold
side.
on, blood.
Other
Other
side.
side. Yeah, because that little thing down there. Put about it. You want to take a shot? You ready to take a shot?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even notice the Doritos, man.
Doritos. Everybody sell Doritos.
Those things. Buy a bag of those.
Nah, hell nah. I don't even know what. I've never
Pork
known.
rinds? What are those? Pork rinds?
Look,
Like
I'm
pork rinds?
gonna put no chili on them. Buy me a bag of those.
No,
It's only $2, man.
I'm not
You
doing
get it for me?
No. You know.
Come on, man.
Not gonna do
Hater, dude.
it. You just put seasons on watermelon. I feel like my black card will be erased if I do not take a stand right now.
Take a sip.
I gotta take a stand for the
This
brothers.
is how dare you do
This is-
watermelon like
How
that.
dare you? And then want to go get the damn Funyuns over there.
Is that what
Fucking
those are?
Funyuns.
Like
Not funny.
onions.
They're
What do you call
Doritos,
it?
bro.
Doritos, man. Stop trying to say Doritos cool.
You know where they got the name from? They got the name from us, you dumbass. Doritos.
It's not.
Doritos. Nigga.
Well,
You
then
think
say
they came
that.
up with it, nigga?
Say Doritos
Look,
then.
This motherfucker.
and when my guy said Doritos, yeah,
He got like-
Doritos. That's
like-
it.
they're
That's
like-
like the Drake meme.
Right,
You're like
right. That's
Doritos.
like,
Dumbass.
Doritos.
Doritos,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm talking
That's
about.
dumb as hell.
oh, so you're a hater of the Doritos?
You don't like Doritos? You don't like regular
Shut
Cool
up,
Ranch?
she had Doritos over there
Cool
too.
Ranch Doritos are the shit. If anybody don't like Cool Ranch Doritos, at me. It's good. Describe why you don't like
Because the red ones are better, first off.
the red ones is cool.
The sweet and spicy though.
It says it in the name, Cool Ranch, bruh. They're just
they cool.
they cool.
They cool. Look at all that fruit you could have got right
They're
there.
not
man.
asking you for the cosign on the are they the best? It's like,
Okay,
they
let's
cool.
start with a churro. They got a churro man on the street.
Ooh, churro.
Now we talking.
But they don't got the. You know what, bruh? It's very hard to find a good churro, bruh. Like my favorite one was in the San Jose flea market. Them motherfuckers,
I had to deal with that flea market.
they make, bruh. I found one of the warehouses where they was making them. Like
Shit.
they was actually making them, taking them out the little fryer joint. I was like, oh.
So yeah, that's what I'm
Those
talking
things is
about. That's
fucking
what
fire.
They need one of them out here.
Yeah,
not
they
gonna have
do.
one?
Cause you go to these little like Latin spots and they'll have them, but they're cold already. Like, who want a cold churro?
this
Why
one
would you
brought me
want a
to.
cold ass churro?
He brought me to a cold churro life. You remember that cold churro like
Yeah, in your neighborhood, bud. Somewhere.
No. Okay, so what though? I didn't recommend it. I knew there was some white people doing it. We only make one batch a day.
Damn.
Who does that?
No, they make 3 batches a day.
See, I try to hit them. Oh, donuts though. You know, donuts is always good.
Donuts.
What fucking donut fan? You don't fuck with donut? What's your favorite donut?
What you mean in general?
Yeah, if you had to go in right now.
Bob's Donuts on Polk Street.
Bob's Donuts.
That one's bomb.
That one is fire. It's like
This
the
is where Milk was, right? No?
nah. Mm-mm. My boy used to actually own that coffee shop right on the corner. They owned it for almost like 30 years.
This nigga trying to get him off. Damn, he getting money too, everybody.
You see this little corner store? So my boy, he used to own this spot, and he used to run a track. He ran the OG bodega. So like down here you had the coffee shop, and then upstairs you had the
we been in there, didn't we?
You had the trap, bro. Like all the whole
I
hood.
remember.
Bro, my boy would just be sitting in that bitch with like bags, and the homies would just come in there like, let me get it. Hey, let me get a quarter. Whatever you was, he sit down there with you, smoke with you.
Yeah, he did.
I was shout out my boy, but we ain't gonna increment
Nah, we ain't
that shit.
we
But I'm gonna say though,
I've been there.
but yeah, but that was my guy, bro. And like his pops had that shit like for almost like 30 years, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, man, that shit was crazy.
Shit, I think that's the same dude has a flat now.
No.
Nah, it's a different dude.
No.
Nah, it's a different dude. But most definitely though.
The same dude owns it still?
No, they sold it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Nah, they sold it.
I swear, but I'm not. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. But this dude, I'm like, I know you from somewhere. And this,
Okay.
you know, it might have been him when he was living up in that popped up.
Yeah. He was just running it. It was crazy because even like that's what's so funny about that's what's hella funny about this shit.
Everywhere.
It's like that crazy shit where it's like, you know, even the cops be knowing about it, but my homie was so cool. They're just like, it's good.
He ain't gonna mess with him.
He ain't. Yeah, he wasn't out there, you know. And that's what I think is so crazy about this whole shit, man. I was watching this shit on Netflix about fucking it was called like The Art of Drugs or something like drugs, and it was talking about all the different like drugs that were like been like made and sold across these past couple years, you know, or should I say the past, you know, decades. And it's crazy because it's like the weed episode was crazy because it was talking about that shit, how like they interviewed this woman and her brother got caught up busting a knot, and like I mean it was heavyweight, but then like I guess they gave him life, but then they're just like, you feel me, how is it gonna be a non-violent crime and you're gonna get life? Like
for the first
life?
offense?
Like somebody could have, like, you killed somebody and got out in 10 years, but it's like, nah, you was selling weed, so you gotta
like
stay
what you in here
jail.
for? Weed.
Like the fuck. And then like so in the thing, she asked about that. She's like, what are your opinions on that shit? Because right now it's like going back to that conversation we was having about like, you know, the man running everything. It's like once the man wants to make money off of weed, then it's cool.
Then
he
it's
can make the money.
But everybody else who's in there for years, gotta stay. Cause you gotta let everybody out now.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I feel like. I feel like, you know, I was explaining that shit to some of my family members who, you know, they got their views on weed and shit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, think about it. Like, you could kill and rape somebody and get out faster than you selling some weed? Like,
but really,
life for weed?
Right.
Like,
but why do you care if somebody else is buying it?
You could fucking touch a child underage, nigga, and get...
But you could rape a girl.
Less years than you would for selling dope.
Exactly, like the fuck, nigga? Like that to me
bullshit.
is crazy, bruh. See, that's where the system is fucked, bruh. You feel me? Like shit like that, it's like, bruh, that's non-violent. There should be a maximum for non-violent crime, bro. Like, what was a non-violent crime, bro?
Right.
Like, you feel me? Like, you ain't even, and it's not even like you like selling like kilos of shit, like supplying a whole nation. It's like, bro, you're like you're busting it out to another state, bro. That was it. It wasn't even like
fools in Dade County, bro. Like they used to sell weed back in the days. Some niggas doing like 10, 20 years and shit.
Yeah, bro. But then some dude that chopped up a dude, OG Scarface style, got out in like 7. Like he behaved himself. It's like,
that should be crazy.
What holes you got to hold?
A lot of them, man.
There's a lot of holes in that blunt.
Nah, it was actually a filter. So yeah, man. But
that's just crazy.
What's the craziest story you've had in the studio store you can tell us right now?
Studio.
Whether it's you recording or you was recording the show studio. What's the craziest studio story? It don't gotta be crazy.
I'll tell you. You know what? Recently at our studio, we filmed for 420. We had a special for my boy's company called the Original Highness, or now it's called it is Original Highness, and they're a pre-roll company in the city. And so for 420, we did an event with San Quinn.
Right.
And that shit was crazy, bro, because it was dope. Like, I had met San Quinn years ago, like before I was really even like at all known, like back in the beginning of, like I said, like the All In Radio days and the My Cousins Are Drug Dealer days. And so it was crazy because he remembered that shit.
Right.
And I had one other moment as a barber, because I'm a licensed barber. And so at the barbershop I worked at, my boy used to cut Quinn and used to cut Bailey. And so he slid through and he was wearing a Raiders jersey. And I was like shocked because I was like, first, I was like, first shocked, like he was in the Mission. You know, I was like, cause you know he's from Fillmore, and like, you know, usually when you're from the city, you kind of end up staying in your own area for whatever reason it is. And so I was like, is it him? Cause he's wearing a Raiders jersey, and he told me he was like,
everybody love the Raiders when they win.
Wait, no. But there was a story behind it. So I guess, and I go like you know, I asked him. I said, first off, I'm shook that you in the Mission. And he was like, why? He's like, isn't this my city? And I looked at him like, you fucking right. You fucking right. You yes. Yes, you are. You are the mayor of the city. And then so he had the jersey on. I was like, but I didn't think it was you because you have the Raiders shirt on. He's like, bruh. So I guess him and Kick the Sneak did a bet, and it was like a year where the Raiders beat the Niners. So the bet was that if the Niners beat the Raiders, then Kick the Sneak would have worn the Niner jersey. Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool, but like either way, like, so I brought that story up, and we were cracking up, and that was really dope. Like he was going through the stories of all the different records that he had put together, and the background stories of him trying to get it on the radio, and like to me it was dope, bro. He did a little performance. It was dope, but it was crazy because he was more OG too. He was like way more OG than the last time I seen him.
Right,
you know?
right.
Like and the funniest part, I guess, is like in the video that we uploaded, he has a moment where he had to give the shout out to all the the spokespeople, and then he like we just got so lit that he's like, Wes, what's the third one? And like the whole time we did the event, he could not remember the third one. He would get either one, or the two, and then the third one would get him, and he's just like, and the funniest point, he looks at me and he's just like, help me, Wes. Help me, Wes. Like, and I was like dead ass just like that, and I was like the funniest shit, and niggas were literally like fucking dying because we had never ever had heard that come out of San Quentin. It was pretty dope, bro. But it was dope because it was kind of iconic to me, you know, being a city kid, listening to these records. It just completely brought me back to those days when, you know, we was on the block and shit.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, shit, they came to my fucking school when I was young. I just told that story the other day, but I've always been a fan of GOP. That nigga San Quentin voice is 95% the reason why my voice sounds like the way it does.
That's dope.
Because his voice was the sickest voice I ever heard. He was like 16. On his first
Man, pass me some of that coconut, bro. That coconut's fire.
Fuck that coconut. So what's your most memorable project you've done?
Project as far as
yours, like, you know what I'm saying, like the one that you had the most fun doing. Whether it's producing it, you know, somebody, maybe you did a, you know, whatever it is.
Well, you know, I mean, I dropped a record years ago, like years and years ago, and it was cool. I mean, I sold 2,000 copies of it.
Nice.
And that was all out of the barbershop and out of like the trunks, and it was dope, man. But it was one of those records that I wrote when I was younger, and it was kind of like doing a lot of like more of the knucklehead shit, and then so like I didn't end up pushing it further because
like
I just
rapping,
felt
or
like
just
rapping.
Oh,
and,
no shit.
Yeah, and it was cool, bro. Like it was pretty dope. Like I actually got to go out to New York and talk to the people from distribution side of Rockefeller that was called Rock La Familia back in that point. That had like they had like a Latin division of it.
Yeah, they put the album out too.
Yeah, and I got to meet some of like a couple of reggaeton dudes that were running this shit.
Dope.
It's pretty dope, man. Got to check out New York with that too. It was cool, but I didn't end up. It was dope because it had like different parts. Like I wrote the whole album, and then I didn't have the money till like maybe like 2 years after I had finished writing the album.
Right.
And then I did that shit with my boy, like I said, my boy DEO over there at the Secret Studios, and it was dope because it was just like a lot of that period of time in my life was like a very memorable period of time. You know, it was like the hyphy movement was really big, and you know, there was like a lot of sideshow shit we was doing. You know, it was like
I was rapping back then.
You know, it was like we was doing all that crazy shit that people talking about. Like I tell people, I'm like, I don't know how we didn't die doing that stupid ass shit. Like we would be like swinging whips, the doors open. I would be sitting on like the side, you know, out this window.
If you ever seen it, I was in at least 4 of those videos, those Oakland sideshow videos. Yeah. We were swinging in Mustangs.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like it's just like stupid shit that it was just like
Shout
unnecessary.
You guys are a bunch of criminals, bro.
That's
No, Sideshow was the best shit ever. The smell of tires, blood burning, but that shit is. But and then bitches on.
when you lit, that shit is lit, bro. You fucked up and your homies pick you up and you just got that energy and then y'all go to the Sideshow.
Oh yeah,
like,
hell yeah. Fool.
It's like, oh, we about to fucking have hella fun. We about to get on some work.
That's the work and the fun and the smoke.
Yeah, all of that
shit, man.
Yeah, bro.
And it was always a fight, but that was the fun part too.
You know what? I've always been the smarter exiter outer, bro. Like I've always like left motions before it got to that point.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So I was fortunate that I only had to see a couple of squabbles during the period. So that's why I said, like, I'm like, bro, there's hella positive motions to the hyphy motion. It wasn't all about like the bad shit, which is like, you know, bad shit would be like, I would say people jumping on people's cars and like the hoods and like that shit was terrible. Like, bro, you come out your house, somebody just fucked your shit up because it was like everybody was in motion. But that's the bad shit. But I'm saying, like, you know, I'm speaking on.
I mean, we didn't take it as a bad thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just shit. That was fun. The adrenaline pumping. Like, yeah, we out there. Jump in the car, we going. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a bad thing, but it just wasn't over until that happened. Like, no one could leave till something fucked up happened. So everybody go. You know what I'm saying? The Sideshow was never over until something fucked up happened.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. That was just like
you need a marker.
That was like the OG
you need a marker to let you know that's enough.
But that's at the clubs too, though. Have you ever been to clubs back in the day?
OG house parties was like that too. House party, we was in the era of beautiful house parties in Telly's.
Man, that was the best era.
Telly's was lit.
Telly's was lit, and the hot tub.
That was before they started charging motherfuckers for smoking in the rooms.
Listen, I used to live on, no joke, me and my man Rex, shout out to Rex, used to live in hotel, blood. We used to pay rent like for like 3 months we lived in a hotel. From the Islander to Motel 6 to all these fucking things, man, because that would be homeless. So we had that shit. It was a party every night. Motherfucker was coming over thinking it was cool. Like, we live here, motherfucker. Like, they come with bottles. Like, man, we gotta work in the morning. So much so our partners used to get rooms next to us. Like, yo, we got a room now. Like, nigga, this is where we live. Like, we can't even do that. Like, this is so yeah, man. I know the Telly's shit was popping. It'd be like $39 a night. Now it's like $100. You can't get no hotel.
Telly's all the fucking time.
But the hot tub was popping too for a quick.
Tubs?
Tubs.
Oh my God, the tubs.
Fill the bathtubs up with
so
beer
many
shit.
chicks at the tubs, man. Damn, man, that's R.I.P. to the tubs,
right,
bro.
Right.
That was the jug. It was like, and it's like that was like you was a young motherfucker. You was like $80 for a hot tub, a room. You drink your little bottle and you go in there with your little chick, and you about to go smack them out.
And she know.
That's just like we going to the tubs.
You already know.
What else are we doing at the tubs?
What else are
relaxing?
We doing? Yeah, we're going to sit there and enjoy the water.
Relax that booty.
Yeah, hey, we're going to relax as soon as we get in there, and then we're going to unrelax. God damn it. But yeah, man, back then it was way more freedom though for these. But I don't know, man. Youngsters nowadays got it so easy, man. They don't gotta spit no game at chicks. They just be like, hey, bitch, or whatever they say. Chicks like, oh, okay. Like, if we had it that easy, you would have smashed 3 times more many bitches than you smashed while having to spit game.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? If Tinder was around when we were back then.
Because chicks don't have to, but that's because the chicks don't have to be as secretive about it either.
They can be,
now they can be hoes, and now it's about being a hoe. It's like, be a hot girl.
Upstanding hoe.
Be a hot girl, an outstanding girl.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Don't just be the hoe, but be the best
right.
hoe.
Be an escort. Don't be a prostitute. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Because it's obviously there's a difference apparently. So I'm like, yeah, but man, if we had this easy, man, we might have 39 kids back then, because it might take you 4 weeks to fuck a chick that you really want to fuck.
This coconut's cracking.
I can't believe you're eating that fucking orange juice with paprika.
You don't know about this,
motherfucker. Smoked chili pepper. This one.
Smoked chili pepper.
Hey, she was so excited she could put some juice on my mango. She was like, you don't want me to
why you talking dirty, bro? Why you talking dirty? She put the juice on my mango.
Hey, bro.
Man, she was like, you don't want the, you don't
take
want
it
the
how
season.
it is, player. I don't know. Take it how. Should I put the juice on my mango? I don't know how to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That, I
Right.
can see how that could kind of
Right.
work. I guess,
I
but
don't
that
know.
might got.
That might need a beat though. That might need a beat to, you know what I'm saying? Might need a beat behind that. You feel me? To understand. To make it make
Juice
sense.
to my mango. Yeah, okay.
And rhyme it
But
with
yeah.
another rhyme at the end.
Yeah.
Put a little juice on my mango.
Put a little juice on my mango. I don't know, bro. She might be burning. She dropping juice on shit, nigga. I don't know about that, bro. The juice, maybe.
Hey, a squirter, fool. She put a little juice on my mango.
Yeah, most definitely. I can see that.
No, now I can picture it.
I guess I can picture it. But yeah, bro, I would say like going back to that question though, but that you know that album was a lot of dope shit that came across that album that went into it, and a lot of thought that was put into it. And it was my first production, like the first production that I have really
Like
fully
you
put
did?
out. Yeah, all of it, and so you know. Like it was dope, just my first experience. Like I remember it was the first time that I just like blocked out like a giant amount of hours, you know, like I can't remember how many. It was like I got like his biggest package, like bro, okay, let me get like 80 hours or something.
I remember them packages.
You know, like
too.
you get the whole package is like 80 hours. Look, for 3 hours we're charging you at 50 an hour, but if you get the 80, it's only 15.
Right,
you're like, you know what?
Give me that 80.
Give me
that 80.
We gonna be in here.
Right.
And the experience of being in the studio was just hella lit, you know, inviting hosts to come through and like smoke and like being with the homies and like, so I felt like that one was really dope. It was just, it's stuff.
That means you had a good engineer though, because some engineers are assholes.
And you know what's funny is my boy didn't even smoke at all. He still don't smoke.
For real?
And he would just be in there with a little fan. He had these 2 fans and they'd just be blowing the smoke back against, away from him. Yeah, like away from his face, bro.
That's smart.
Yeah, man.
She put a little juice on my mango.
But back then, yeah.
And it's actually dope because my other boy, who was the co-owner of the studio, he produced a song for this rapper called Lil Dicky that went platinum.
Yeah, the white boy. No, or that was somebody else's name before them.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been.
Lil Dicky was from San Jose, so my Ray Rez was fucking with that dude before. And yeah, that shit. But yeah, okay, Lil Dicky, I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah, no. He produced like that song "Save That Money."
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's white boy, Lil Dicky.
Yeah,
Yep.
and this is crazy because it's dope to see brothers that have been working that hard to be able to, you know, accomplish some dope shit. Because it goes to show, like, bro, they're city kids too. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, the fact that like they were able, like he did something that not many people are able to say that they do. You know, produce a platinum album. You know.
What did he get for that? Like did anything come of that? The dude who produced that?
I mean, I think you.
I don't know.
I don't know if they get. I don't really know the intricate details of that. I mean, I could tell you that. I mean, I know he got cashed out, but I don't know if the residual. I can't speak on that.
Right? No, I know. I'm
I'd
saying.
have to get him for the interview. I have to see if he down or, you know.
Right.
I'm
Right.
hoping,
But yeah,
I'm hoping he got some royalties.
But you wouldn't know it was gonna be that big, like at that time. So.
yeah. I mean, the story goes that I think he just had some beats, and somebody asked him if he had some beats. He's like, yeah, and then, you know, he picked that one out, and that was
dope.
it.
Yeah, he probably didn't even like that beat.
You know, it's hella crazy, bro.
usually
How
works
shit like
like
that be
that.
happening like that, bro. Like, I don't know if you remember OG ROD Project. He had produced this song, I Don't Wanna. It's like about a chick, and it's really dope. And it's crazy because, you know, he was talking about that he had recorded 3 versions of the song. The one that was the hit was the one he thought was the least.
Terrible, yeah.
He was like, nah, no one's gonna like this one. It's called I Can't Stand You by ROD Project. I'm not sure if he's still doing music right now, but I remember that was dope. I really, you know, that was the cool thing about the radio experience, was being able to go into like at least when I was doing the show, I would try to go into like the whole studio mode and like kind of like the whole vibe of how you got to making a record,
right?
Or, you know, like because it's usually like a cool, you know, story to a back.
Hell yeah, I got stories to all of our songs.
You know, most of your shit, you know, is based. It's unless you're like maybe like 6ix9ine who just writes like, you know,
right,
Rocky, put it in a Taki. Like it's like some very like, you know, like right now music isn't really about being deep, but I feel like, you know, probably in our era, you know, it's like there was a lot of like poetic kind of sense to rap, you know.
I just had a conversation, and a matter of fact,
it's like a poetry.
To
more
me,
than
it was like
just,
we were writing stories, like a whole book. Like so, every song was a chapter, right? Yeah. So the first song didn't have to be the dopest song because it was just introducing you to the book, right?
Yeah.
And then it would get better, and then it would end. That's how I used to view albums, right? And so you could put it in, and it would just play.
Yeah.
But if it was a terrible book, then you'd be like, it's an okay album. You know what I'm saying? But now they don't even write like that. It's just like
Singles.
it's just one chapter.
And they're not intertwined anymore.
It's not anything.
Like there's no connection. It's just like I just felt like
yeah.
making a song about peanut butter.
Right, and there's no story behind
Yeah,
it.
it's
But
just-
but saying I just want to make a story about peanut butter.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's why I really stopped. Like I'm like, and I coach and shit, right? So I work with kids, you know, older kids and shit, and if you play a song where it's actually doing that, their brain turns off and like, this is that old school. Like if it makes you have to think about
that's why I got so much respect for Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, because they're able to still do that right now.
Right.
In a period where no one else is really doing that
but
shit.
But they're
right
doing
now.
it not wanting that audience.
But J. Cole is getting a niche.
No,
he has his
I'm
niche.
saying,
You know, like I feel like he has like people that, because for people like us that were like, yo, perfect. I want some of that. You know, let me get that.
But he doesn't want to be where Lil Wayne is. Right?
No.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he probably does, but not the way.
Not the way he doing it.
You know what I'm saying? So that in itself is a niche that we've been waiting for, right? Yeah. So no one's talking to us. So talk to us, and then you see what happens. But yeah, man, I feel like hip hop's a band. You know what I'm saying? And everybody wants to play the drums. You feel me?
What am I skipping?
Oh, I thought you were just eating all the great coconut that you were eating. But I feel like hip hop is a band, right? Everybody wants to play the drums, right? But who's talking to the people playing the cymbal? Who's talking to the person playing, you know what I'm saying, the fucking violin? Like, there's music for the whole entire fucking band, but they just want to focus on the drums.
You know, that's the one thing that I do respect about the homie Big Rich.
Yeah.
You know, he started that Project Level thing, and I think it's dope because I always used to talk to a lot of people about that, and people forget that there's like hella different lanes in the industry where you don't gotta be the artist. You could be the guy booking the artist. Yeah. You could be the guy that produces the artist. You could be the guy that directs the video, promotes the brands, him,
write an article,
dresses
about
him.
it.
Like, there's like hella left. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's. I mean, you know, shout out to Big Rich because he's really been, you know, trying to be an asset to the city with that shit. You know, even though
they're like in the weed business, man. You don't have to really sell weed or even touch it to be in the weed business. You do the packaging.
Yeah.
Graphics.
Yep. There's more avenues now than there were ever before.
Testing.
You could grow it.
They won't be mad at you.
Babies only.
That's it.
You could be the guy that just creates them.
The baby
makes a strain.
Yeah.
But yeah, like either way though, yeah. I mean, you know, yeah. I think it's crazy. You know, music is different. You know, when I was a kid, it was like Nas versus Jay-Z, and now it's like these guys are just talking shit to each other.
It's all since.
Not to sound like the old person. Back in my day,
I am the old
music
person.
was better in my day.
I'm gonna say that, but I will say that ever since I've been following hip hop, it's always been told from an East Coast narrative, right? Like every single thing, like from the top 20 MCs, right?
Besides like NWA stuff, right?
I mean, but did that even compare to like NWA? They'll be like, well, the Brand Nubians. They'll talk about Brand Nubians more than NWA. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like from an East Coast, and then you find out that all them dudes live in the same neighborhood, so that's like your boys. So then what you just said they did, like their boys went and started a magazine, read articles about all their friends, and then that became the history when the West Coast was having their same shit, but they didn't report it like that. Like we had Murder Dog, I guess. We had
the Source, other shit.
The Source wasn't a West Coast. I'm just talking about West Coast, like a real West Coast magazine.
What's called
Murder Dog was the only one I could think of.
There was another one that I'm just kind of I'm for some reason, you know, and I think the homie Don P was part of the editorial people of that other magazine that existed, because there was a small magazine that was like it was like a little one. I remember DEO had that shit in his fucking there was fuck man, I'm gonna have to hit him up after this. Like, bro, what's the name of that magazine you had in the studio? Because it was like where all the like local artists would like promote their. You'd be like, yo, buy the CD, and they would have like a picture.
Oh, he just showed me that the other day.
They had like a picture of a CD. You know, the cover. You know, like back in the day when you could go when we bought CDs. You know, like go to Sam Goody and buy my shit. Go to fucking.
Oh, he just showed me that the other day. And I never heard that.
Go to Amoeba Records or Rasputin's and go buy it.
Yeah, I do talking about that.
Oh man, I miss Rasputin, bro. As a kid, I used to love that, bro. I would go on Rasputin's.
What about the Warehouse, though? Man?
The Warehouse was cool.
And all them shit. I was like, I would go get the maxi singles of all the new shit. Like,
yeah, the little singles, yeah.
They had the instrumental on the back. So
yeah,
like
the instrumental, yeah,
shit,
because you go to freestyle, yeah.
All that
you be like,
shit.
hey, that beat was tight.
That shit
I
was
want to
sick.
go rap.
I want to go get it. Like when Outkast Elevators came, I was like, I gotta get that maxi. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like certain songs you just want. But I worked at a radio station. I told you from my high school, and we reported to Gavin. You remember Gavin? The Gavin report. Remember this? Maybe you might have been kind of younger than me, but so we would get all the new records, right? From the Tommy Boy, from all these motherfuckers. So all the East Coast motherfuckers, all the West, everybody who sent out an album, we would get it like 2 weeks in advance. So we would always be up. I would always be up on the East Coast shit because over here, there was no East or West Coast record label that was constantly putting out.
And you gotta trip that, like I feel like in the Bay Area, like because a lot of us were listening to like Rap-A-Lot records,
right,
and because of that, like the South, like I remember dominated a lot of the West Coast
fucking,
too. Like you, like
Swab House and them.
Yes, it was like I said, like the whole like Scarface,
yeah.
you know, like like I said, Rap-A-Lot had a lot. I remember like,
but the dialogue and the like, right, like when East Coast cats were in their own world. South and Bay or California cats were feeling each other's music. You know what I mean? Like,
but the South is different now because Scarface and them were the South back then, and that was Texas. But now the South is like Georgia, right?
But that's what I'm saying. And then Master P was out there with No Limit. You know what I mean? Like I remember like No Limit being like a really big.
But he came from Richmond. I remember when he was in Richmond. So,
but he's originally from.
Well, I'm talking about. But before he went and did,
Orleans,
when he did that big, he was an ice cream man out here.
Yeah.
He was an ice cream man in the Bay.
He started everything here.
He was stealing everybody's shit back when he was in the Bay, which is why he moved, I believe. But it's another story. But
that's what I'm saying. But like what I'm saying is just like I remember as a West Coast kid. That the South was like super very influent within the musical culture out here, even more so than even our local artists were. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of crazy.
I don't know, cause back then we had so many people on. Like we had like man, E40 in them. We had like Young Black Brother. We had Amp Banks. We were on, but we saturated the record companies, though, I believe. And so we all floundered, but like we had like every independent label was out here.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is none of them reached like the levels of these other people from the East Coast. Because I'll be real, the reality is that like E40 said it best when he said that Bay Area is like the homeland of independent hustle. Right. So the problem is that like this new generation of kids, which is why more of them are bubbling now, which are Bay Area kids are bubbling again, is because they started working together. And then at one point, I just remember that it was so divided that if you were from a different hood, people wouldn't even fuck with your music, even though you were from the same city. And if you were like from Oakland or you from Richmond or you like, oh, that's a city rapper, I'm not gonna support it, and vice versa. Like, so I feel like it was so independent that it was really hard in contrast to New York. Like when you go to New York and you're just like, it don't matter. I mean, they do got their beasts with their different sets, but like they're like New York. So like when I went out there, like I was telling you, when I went to go talk to some of these people, and I was going to the different studios and talking to these artists and different producers and people from like just regular people from there, like you could go platinum within the New York. Like you don't even got to sell outside of New York because A, there's so many people, but B, it's more of a unifying, like they're more unified than us, like out there, because they'd be like, oh yeah, we're gonna go buy the albums, whereas ours was like, oh no, I would support it because they're from the Bay, but you know, and now it's different. Now people want to lie. Like they'll be from LA and be like, yeah, I'm from the Bay, or like you'll be from hella far away. You're like, yeah, I'm from the Bay. Like, bro, now you ain't from the Bay, bro. Like,
but
that's crazy.
But back to your point is that and to that, it's because it's told from an East Coast narrative, right? So it forced us to be independent because we couldn't go get a deal in New York because we weren't rapping like New York. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they were the gatekeepers to all this hip hop. So the stigma, at least when I started music, was you need to go to New York to get this, to be certified as a rapper. Yeah. Right? You know what I'm saying? Get their record deal. When in fact, we could have started the same shit over here, right?
But
you
it's
know
just,
what I mean? Like,
but fair enough though. Fair to that point, it's just like, well, California, bro, like Hollywood, bro, like New York could be as sick as it is, but it won't ever be Hollywood because Hollywood is a home of movies.
right.
So I feel like New York, to be honest, is like it's like the mecca of the music and fashion here in like the U.S. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like L.A. flounders not too far from it. You know, like a lot. You know, but like the reality is that I feel like that's always gonna kind of be that way because of the fact that, like I said, like LA is Hollywood and New York happens to be like that when it comes to fashion and music, you know,
Right,
like
no,
they're the
no,
ones, they're like the
100%.
bears, you know, like they're like the gatekeepers, as your words were saying.
But that, to me, it was all, now that I realize that we're approaching it all wrong because it's just like their opinion is not gonna ever be favorable to our style because they don't move like us. The same way I don't know anybody who's on the West Coast who's gonna be like, East Coast rapper's my favorite. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and since they have the power to write the story, it always comes out as the 50 best rappers are always gonna be, 39 of them are gonna be from the East Coast. And that can only be because they're writing story. If I wrote that article about the third, it's gonna be 39
But would
West
you,
Coast
okay,
rappers.
well, that's the thing that's crazy. That's the cool thing. Oh, that's crazy about, oh yeah, these stickers. These are dope.
So
yeah, so I just hate the fact that I don't, like,
don't hate, bro.
The-
Congratulate, bro.
the standard of MCing is based on New York, and that's what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Because there's dope.
But I would say right now, I can make an argument that the South is kind of running hip hop right now.
Well, right now I'm not mad,
You know what I
but
mean? Like
not
right
because
now,
of
it's like
lyricism.
when you think
though.
about a lot of the fucking artists that are like the top dudes, they're like off in the South.
Yeah, but that's because
You know,
that's,
they got you, didn't you? Did the coconut get you, bro?
yeah.
Coconut get you.
And so once the fruit has you, it's over. So yeah, man, I just, what the hell was that?
Sorry.
So yeah, man, I want a real conversation about music to come from the West Coast. And so I'm like, you can never have,
well, because they never acknowledge people in the Bay. That's how the Bay became
like,
so
they don't
big.
even, like, some people think Pac was raw, and I was like, listen, you guys don't even get a vote then.
Oh yeah, I've heard.
But you seen how the.
I've heard East Coast niggas say that he's not
Nothing.
He ain't got no kind of skill.
He don't got no bars. He don't know, like they're a different style of rap. And when I was younger, they explained it to me as in LA, they are like, we walk slow. Like in West Coast, we're like a slow, open. But in New York, you tell me, everything's fast. Like everything moves fast. So that's how their music is, right? So when they hear, you know, what about Dre and we're like this, right? They can't vibe with that. The same way we don't vibe to that because our emotion,
The production is different.
yeah, it's more, it's
Everything is different. Like when you listen to an East Coast, you know, if we were to play like some East Coast shit right now, like let's play some real East Coast shit, you'd be like, oh yeah,
because
heavy
of,
samples, little snare, you know.
but
Like,
mostly it's gonna be metaphors and
use more
similes
claps.
though. It's gonna be way more double entendres and all this other shit, right? In the West Coast, they're just gonna tell you the story. They're gonna tell you exactly what they want you to know, and it's not gonna be as fancy.
All right. So Wes,
yeah.
anything else you got going on, like on the weekends or anything you do
No, man.
daily?
This, like I said, man. Like I'm looking forward to, you know, starting to slowly start DJing a little bit more. Some of these outside things, you know. Make sure
Let
that
people know.
make
where
sure
they
that
can
you
find
you
at.
follow me at DJ West Kraven, DJ WESTKRAVEN at all the social media handles. You could Google me. Keep it tuned because I can post all my shit up. Make sure that y'all staying safe, man. Love, feel me? Follow me. I got the events. Once we open up, trust me, I'm gonna be the guy you need to tap in with.
That's
So
what's
one
up.
more question before we done.
All right.
What you smoking on right now?
What's your favorite
herb?
strand right now?
Man, okay, what I'm smoking on right now is some Mac 1. That's what I'm smoking on right now. But my favorite that I've been smoking was Northern, I think it was called Northern Star. and it was a cross of Candyland and Northern Lights.
Candyland and Northern Lights.
And the shit was 33. It was like 33, 34% THC. That shit was that shit is some fucking bro.
We'll have you on your back.
Yes.
Some tranquilizer.
I don't know about tranquilizer,
Okay.
but you might be feeling mad nice. Yes, sir. But yeah,
That's
man.
what's up.
But I appreciate y'all having me.
Yo, man, thanks for coming on the show, my guy.
Right on for
It's all
rolling
love,
with
You
us.
are my dude, man.
It's all love. We'll
That's
take this
what's
mango.
up. Man,
DJ
do
West
it, man.
Craven.
Listen, DJ West Craven, Mr. Elm Street himself. You know what I'm talking about? Big Boys of Reggae. Shout out Tim to Get On podcast, man. Check us out, man. We got a Domino podcast too. We do on Saturdays. You know what I'm saying? We play dominoes, talk some shit. You feel
Maybe
me?
kill you more.
You play dominoes? Okay.
I'm okay.
Honesty.
I don't
like
talk
it.
shit like that.
I
My
like
boys
it.
be doing that shit.
Yeah.
I be
Yeah,
running
thank
it,
you for
but-
tuning in
but I
and roll with us.
participate.
This is my boy Mike.
We the best. Yo, don't just wake up and go and come in right there. But don't do that. Anyway, Tim to Get On. Check us out Saturdays, but dominoes. But if you play dominoes, man, come check it out. Some people lie about being good. You were like honest and was like, yo, I like it.
Sound like he's a shark.
I'm the best ever.
Sound like he's a shark.
First off, I'm the best ever, so it's okay. You know what I mean? But Big Boys of Reggae Monday night,
Monday nights.
8 o'clock,
8 p.m.
8 p.m. I'm man
All in
DJ West Craven
radio.com.
once again, man. Thank you, sir. I will see you
Appreciate
next
you.
time, man.
I'll
We'll
see
get you
y'all, man.
on. And yeah, man.
It was a pleasure, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Taking a
sir.
mango.
Tuning in to roll with us.
Roll with us.
I'm Nino.
I'm Mike, and yeah, another episode in the books, man.
Boom.
DJ. Thank you, my guy.
All right, guys.
All right. I don't got no raps.
You're a loser.
I know. And I'm gonna say this for the fucking people. The nigga be falling asleep. I'm gonna put him on blast so
No.
bad.
He lied.
Wait, will you wait till this edit? You fucking wait. You just wait
I don't
for
condone it, bro.
this edit. It is gonna be epic.
You can't show me that because it look dangerous, bro.
No, but it doesn't. I'm gonna show you as we're parking, you're sleeping, and you're in mid-sentence. Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, yes. Thank y'all for joining us, man. This has been Roll With Us, man. For
Not
sure.
true. Not true.
For sure, man. Thank you. Till next time. This is Mike.
It's Nino.
We out this booch.